There is a new greatest Fortnite player of all time, and his name is Peterbot. He just won the biggest tournament of the year, and you've definitely seen the highlights, but today I'm going to show you never before seen footage and break down the story of how Peterbot actually won the FNCS Global Championship. He's dropping into game number 1 at the Raft in a sold-out stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. And this lobby might be the most stacked in Fortnite history. Clicks, Booga, Reed, Kanata, Cooper, Thomas HD, every Fortnite pro you can think of is here, and they all want a piece of that $2 million prize. So he's dropping into the Raft, the best POI in the game with 2 other teams. However, since the Raft is a large POI, the other teams understand they do not want to mess with Peterbot and his duo Pollo. So both teams are landing at the other side of the Raft, leaving Peterbot to loot his side uncontested, getting the mythic AR and the scan medallion. I'll show you how he abuses that later, but let's start with his game plan. He always goes to take control of the nearby forecast tower, letting him see future storm circles. Then, once the floating island spawns in, he'll bully other teams off the island and take that too. But how? Why are the best players in the world letting Peterbot take everything from them? What you have to understand about Peterbot is he isn't one of the best players. He is the best player. Everyone is completely terrified to fight him because they know it won't end well.
That's Peterbot. He just saw the scan. Fucking run.
For months and months, Peterbot always just gets to pick the best POI on the map with the best loot and the best mythics. And if you try to contest him, he'll just beat you off spawn until you give up. That level of respect and fear is what Peterbot thrives on. So in this first game, he gets stacked loot and takes the floating island and is able to get some quick tags for Surge, eventually maneuvering his way into the end game. And now we're hopping into the first end game, and we're actually going to watch the POVs of Peterbot and Pollo as they navigate through this stacked lobby. And we definitely did not see this on the main broadcast. We're able to get their replay files to show you how they play player right now. And throughout this video, we're going to see Peterbot do some insane things as a solo player and really get as many points as possible and even clutch up some insane moments that you could never have clutched up. He finds Clicks right there for another refresh, ending his run in game 1. He has 4 eliminations. He's moving in. Peterbot is insane as a solo, but obviously when Pollo is up, they're even more dangerous. The amount of confidence that I saw from this kid while in Fort Worth, because I was attending in person, was insane. No matter how loud the crowd got, no matter how much pressure was on him, and even people started rooting for him to lose because of how dominant he was, he never let that affect him. So right now, he's looking, he's rotating, he's using the fizz to move around. He's, fortunate not to get shot by high ground, but he's just picking the perfect moment to kind of slide in. He's down to just 2 builds, so he is looking for a refresh, looking for a player, finds Seti, takes him out. Up to 7 eliminations for Peterbot.
Huge there though off the Seti. 8 eliminations now for Peterbot and Pollo here. Peterbot still going.
Now he's getting stuck in storm.
Just moments away now.
Not choking to the storm, reloading his shotgun. Even with 2 HP, he's moving confident, manages to get another knock, but the storm takes him out. That game went from potentially being a huge fail, and he just ended up getting so many more points and so many more placements as a solo. But guys, it doesn't end here. He's gonna do some crazy things. So Peterbot and Pollo are in 4th place going into game number 2, but game number 2 didn't go as well. They make it to end game, and Peterbot tries to solo clutch, but it doesn't go his way. But match 3, you're not gonna want to miss. So we're dropping into the Raft again, and Peterbot is gonna show us something crazy. He spots Trashy from across the entire POI, and he's gonna use the mythic AUG, and this is the aim that we're talking about. Just all headshots, knocks Trashy. Bro, he did not bring his cheats to land. There is no cheats. This guy is the greatest. Like, people were standing behind him watching him play the entire time. If he had cheats, they would have caught it. He is just that good. And again, in the mid game, he's going to spot Cammy from across the map, and even with bullet travel, picks up another quick elimination. So now we're in end game number 3. This one goes crazy. Peterbot makes the call to go for height.
Come.
Gets the scan medallion. Sliding, gonna get a headshot on Queasy, putting a lot of pressure, making sure no other teams can control this hill.
Height is the real W here.
Well, I hate to call it early, but it is.
Now, I want to mention something here. A lot of the attention is on Peterbot, but his teammate Pollo is one of the most, if not the most underrated player in the game. He is almost as good as him as a Slayer, but he plays the perfect role and has no ego to stand beside Peterbot and help him achieve this. Another quick kill again. That mythic AUG in Peterbot's hand is disgusting. So they're on high ground. They're putting pressure. He knows Thomas HD's there because they have the scan medallion. And that's really one of the ways they can abuse the scan medallion. If anybody's in the storm trying to pop a med kit or a heal, they can actually see them and kind of focus them for an extra elimination. So there's Thomas. They take him out. They probably can see these guys running in underneath them from the tree. They do a good job even, you know, dropping the scan medallion back and forth so they can both get a scan out of it. Re and Ritual underneath them. He's tracking them perfectly. No wall hacks. It's just the medallion itself coming to action. Now, Swizzy is on the low ground. You're going to want to watch out for him because he does something crazy in this end game. But again, this is pretty basic. They're just putting pressure on the lower team, making them waste their resources. They still have enough materials. They're going to drop down so they're not as high. They don't want to risk falling to their death. Going to use the armored wall here to protect the high ground. Again, using the scan to know where the teams are. He knows there's a duo in the storm. Pollo's calling it out right now. They got the scan off. They know they're there. They don't want them to sneak up on them. There's some tags. There's another elimination for Peterbot. He is a Slayer. I think after day one, he had more eliminations than every other duo combined. As a solo, he had more eliminations than the other duos combined, which is just ridiculous. They're doing a great job holding this high ground, picking up more limbs. Through the tree, man. He's just shooting through the tree, picking up his 5th elimination, putting pressure on Malabuka and Murstache. Guys, this lobby is stacked. You see these names. Some of these players have millions of dollars earned. It's just ridiculous that he's doing this in a lobby like this. Like, it's insane. But these guys, these players, they're no joke. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about at the end of this game. Even for Peterbot and Pollo, as dominant as they are, there's still moments where they have to be careful because these are the best players in the world. So it's coming down to 3 duos. Swizzy and Falcon on the low ground, Murstache and Malabuka, top EU players. Pollo and Peterbot on the high ground. They still have all the resources. It seems like an easy win. The other 2 duos are fighting. They're getting another quick scan. Peterbot does this a lot. He'll drop down and look for eliminations himself. He's going to get a knock right there, but he's a little bit weak. Going to get back up, pop a couple shields. They don't have any more materials left, and it's them versus Swizzy. 1v2 against Peterbot and Pollo. Can Swizzy pull this off? He ends up knocking Pollo. Peterbot has no ammo in his assault rifle, gets the quick tag, looking for the shot, gets baited out, has to reload and goes down. This was insane. The crowd absolutely erupted. Young Fortnite pro Swizzy 1v2s Peterbot and Pollo. And you would think that this is going to kill their momentum, but it just lights a fire underneath them because they're not going to let that slide. Now, even though they didn't secure the victory royale, they are in first place going into game number 4, and they have about a 40-point lead. However, in game 4, they go through their early rotation again, but Pollo ends up getting knocked by Acorn and Cold, another fantastic duo. And Peterbot was just not able to solo clutch. Now, he's not going to be able to solo clutch every single game, but trust me, he will solo clutch in this tournament more than you could believe. They still have a 1-point lead for first place going into game number 5. And if you guys watch this game, you know we're about to witness something insane. So they're dropping in, same routine into game number 5.